In this module, we'll continue our discussion of the use of English in international higher education. Each year, millions of students travel to another country for higher education. Most of these students have English-speaking countries as their destination. So their top preferences include English-speaking countries. Our look at this figure tells us that the USA and UK account for more than 1/3 of the international students, and more than 46% of the students go to the English-speaking countries put together. For example, countries like the USA, UK, New Zealand, Australia, Canada. If you look at the number of students who go to these countries for higher students, we realize that about 50% of the total international student body goes to these English-speaking countries. The reason for selecting these English-speaking countries as their destination for higher studies is the ranking of the universities in these countries. Most of the high-ranking universities are located in these English-speaking countries. Many of the universities in English-speaking countries are commercial. They operate on commercial basis. And for generating revenue for themselves, they need to devise programs and carry out marketing to attract students from all over the world. So marketing their programs to attract international student body is a strategy which is used by universities in these English-speaking countries, and these universities operate more like commercial enterprises. In all this process, English is seen as a key investment for many reasons. One, for communication with the students from non-English speaking countries and attracting them to their universities, English is needed. And also, English is the medium of instruction for over half of the world's international students. The students who go to these English-speaking countries, of course, then study in English, and to find for themselves a place in these universities, a certain degree of proficiency, attaining a certain level of competence in English is a prerequisite. Therefore, students have to take these standardized tests as IELTS, TOEFL, etc., to make for themselves a place in these universities. In this way, English is a key investment in the process of international higher education. These English-speaking countries, however, have new competitors now. There are many other universities which have emerged as a result of the improved quality of education in different countries. And the quality of education has improved in these countries. For example, China, Malaysia, Turkey, Singapore, etc. So the reason behind the improvement in the quality of education is the rapid expansion of universities in these countries on modern lines. And also in many of these countries, educational reforms have been introduced which have resulted in the improvement of quality of higher education. So because of this reason, these universities from non-English speaking countries also attract international students. One such country is China, which is now attracting a large number of students, not only from Japan, Korea, but also from other Asian countries, for example, India and Pakistan. And many Pakistani students have selected China for their higher education, for their engineering studies, for their medical studies. There are many countries in Europe as well which are offering courses taught through English. And these countries include Singapore, Germany, France. So Asian as well as European countries are now offering education in English and are offering some competition to the universities in English-speaking countries. And in all these countries, Asian and European countries to attract students, to make themselves a place in the market, they are offering education through the medium of English. And in this entire process of the development of international higher education, English is also being developed and its popularity and use is increasing.